Welcome back to another episode of The Marriage Experiment. My name is Raheem Cousin, your host and one half of The Marriage Experiment. But before we get started, let me introduce the other half of The Marriage Experiment. My wife.
Everything.
And other half of The Marriage Experiment. Let her do her own thing.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jess back in the building. We've missed you guys so much. But like he said at the beginning, Happy New Year. Or did you say Happy New Year?
No, I didn't.
Maybe that was from the other 10,000 times we tried to start. But anywho, Happy New Year. Welcome back. We know we've been missing for a while. But we're back and we're going to do our best to keep it consistent. You know, life got to get into us. But hey, here we are. Before we get started, shout out to y'all that have reached out to get the questions for the yearly check-in.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hopefully they have helped. Hopefully you all were able to get through them with transparency and honesty, which was the point of it. If not, maybe you had to put it down, come back to it. But
hopefully they didn't start too many
shoot
arguments.
us some DMs. Let us know how your questions went. What you guys think of them? If you guys want more, maybe for not to wait a whole year, but to do something sooner. Yeah, let us know how those questions went.
But the topic
is relationship rehab.
We all need to go to rehab sometimes.
Meaning, how are you dealing with generational curses or patterns within your relationship?
And what did you learn from your family? Is it good, bad, ugly, or indifferent?
Are you bringing things from your childhood into your relationship? Things from your past relationship into your current relationship? Just what is your past doing to your present? And how is that possibly affecting your present and your future?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to dive into today.
And how did it shape you into the person you are today?
So, yeah, we're going to get on into it. So first thing first, when we were going through marriage counseling before we got married, our pastor had us fill out what he called a genogram.
Yeah. Which
he told us to sit down and go back. Was it 4 generations?
Yeah, 4 generations.
4 generations of relationships in our family. So
it's crazy. I didn't want to get this heavy this early. I didn't even look.
I mean,
nah, it's fine. It's fine. But this is a big thing for me.
Okay.
That's why I put it on there.
And that was the first thing you had, so that's the first thing I put. But
okay.
Anywho, so the assignment was, yes, we had homework in our marriage counseling. It was cool. I loved it.
Homework.
To go back 4 generations in your family and talk about the relationship statuses. Were the people married? What did divorce look like? Was there alcohol abuse? Any type of divorces. Just anything that could have shaped a family dynamic. Yeah. So we sat down and we did that. And from my genogram, I found out that a lot of my family was married. So to this day, my parents have been married for 40 years.
How long?
40.
Yeah, it sounded like you said 4.
No, they've been married for 40. 40
years. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. They've been married for 40 years. I'm married. My brothers are married. My grandparents on both sides, parents both sides, they were married. Their parents were married. We even broke it down into uncles and cousins.
Right.
And there were a few divorces, but the majority of my side were married.
Now let's get to getting. Why I put this on here is because through the genogram, I was able to look back into my family. So I'm a man. So my focus was more so on the men in my family. And what I seen based on both sides. Now a lot of the guys were married, but also I realized that a lot of the men in my family were womanizers. Both sides, it can go back far as grandparents to direct parents. And what I realized in that time is that's something that I wanted to stop because it's it's a generational curse
Oh, I also talked about the kids too. I forgot to mention that part.
for sure.
But
But for me, it was like
what
if
was the
this is
curse?
the curse is, hey, all the men in my family was womanizers. And that's not something that I wanted to continue.
What Pastor John call them?
Whoremongers.
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 The whoremonger spirit.
The whoremonger spirit. And that's something that I knew 100%. Even though with you, I knew I had already stopped, but it just
You
brought
better
light.
head.
It brought light to
It
the
brought-
fact it brought, because she's an English teacher, but she's not. She's my English teacher. But it brought light to what was brought to me in my past. When I was growing up, all my uncles and cousins, like, hey man, how many girlfriends you have? Deal with as many women as possible. And I never even paid attention to it, but I was being programmed to
Live that lifestyle.
live a crazy lifestyle. And I knew once I realized that, I was like, hey, I have to stop that because I wouldn't want my daughters to date a man that was interested in that type of lifestyle. And I knew that bus stopped with me.
So unconsciously, you were just living it because that's what you grew up
I grew
seeing.
up in
That's
it.
what you grew up.
It was in me, not on me.
What? Well,
I mean,
I guess like with your uncles saying, "Hey this" or "Hey that," or just seeing the men in your family.
operate like that.
You thought like, "Hey, this is."
This is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
This is how it's supposed to be. Hey, man, that boy gonna be a heartbreaker. But but those are the things that I was programmed to do and be before I even thought about it. It was just, oh, this is natural. Like, hey, have multiple girlfriends, do multiple things, or deal with multiple women. And
So once you decide, "Hey, I'm not gonna do this anymore."
when I met you, you think I'm joking? You think?
Oh, I know you're not joking.
Oh, you think I'm joking?
Oh, I'm not
No,
joking.
but
I believe
seriously,
you because I know.
And it, all right, so I never noticed before until we were literally talking to my mom on the phone. And I remember thinking like, dang, both sides, these men crazy. And it's the crazy, you can't get but so far having to navigate between two houses or two different relationships. You can't get but so far in your life. And I knew in my life I wanted to go as far as possible. But living a lifestyle like that, you can't get but so far.
Right.
But talking to my mom on that call that night on speakerphone, you're writing everything down, and I'm like, hey, well, this person was married, this person was divorced, this person never got married, this person had this, then they moved on and did this. I was like, oh my God, like I can't live a lifestyle like that. And I don't want to carry this into the future. If I can stop it right now, I feel like that'd be the best for the generations after me. So in that moment, I was like, oh, it's over. It's done. If I ever have a son, his only thing that I would tell him is to be dedicated and what's the proper word for what I want to say?
You said you want to have a son?
No. But if I ever have a son, I ever have a son,
I
is
thought that's
to
what you
be.
had said and stuff.
If I ever have a son, is to be dedicated, and I can't think of the word that I'm thinking about, but
Give him morals and values to follow. Hey,
hold on.
Don't.
No. See, now that's different because I've always had good morals and values to treat people right and do right by people.
But you haven't always done right by people.
It depends on what you're talking about.
Don't do that because you know exactly what we're talking about.
I'm saying, but
And you have not always done right by people. Have you? No, you have not.
Yes, no, and yes. All right.
No,
Hold
you
on.
have not. So the lifestyle that you used to live, would you tell your son, hey, these are good morals, these are good values, I want you to do like this? No, you would not. No, you would not. And if you say yes, I hope that's a lie, and heck no.
Okay. I agree with you. I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I agree with you. No. But what? All right. So what I'm saying is, I was always nice. I was always pleasant. I always.
That's character. We're
All
talking
right.
about
Cool.
morals and values, how you approach things, how you carry yourself.
Carry myself well. I mean, but I understand what you're saying. It wasn't right. No matter what, the lifestyle that I was living wasn't right. But what I would instill in my son would be discipline. Have the discipline.
Self-control.
Discipline.
That's two different things.
No, I mean, because if you're disciplined to carry out what you're supposed to carry out in your life, you will essentially be fine. Whether it's taking care of your body,
But
taking care of
another
your
component
family.
of that is having self-control, being disciplined,
Yeah, those are
honest.
honesty. Yeah, for sure. Okay, but one thing about life and relationships, how do you balance current relationships from the past relationships, and how does that affect your current relationship?
What do you mean, how do I balance it? Like,
What do you bring into your current relationship based on your past relationship? And I'm not saying it has to be your last relationship, but just prior relationships.
I know I've learned a lot from past relationships. Learned a lot about myself, learned about others, and more so just experiencing things and knowing, hey, I know this about me. So moving forward, XYZ won't happen, or XYZ needs to be in place, or just it's just certain things I'm not willing to deal with anymore. Certain things that I didn't know before that I know now, just from just learning, just experience. Like, hey, this is a red flag. You can't save everybody. When this happens, you need to be
Don't
like,
save her. She don't want to be saved. No.
Hush. So it's just things that I pay attention to now that I might not have paid attention to before.
Okay.
It's ways that I might react now that I've reacted before that might not have been the best reaction.
So what was your reactions before?
Oh, I used to be out the chain, baby.
Not give you
I
butt.
swing.
Not give you butt.
Okay?
You thought you was a
So-
boxer, huh?
Ask about me. Anyway. It's things like that. Like how I responded to actions that I did not agree with or that I was not okay with, or anger that I was like, well, that's not benefiting me in any way. So maybe I don't respond to certain things the way I used to. Or now it's like, well, seeing that after being with you, communication is big with you. So I haven't always been the best communicator.
But
So
why
I know
though?
from the past that, hey, that might have been okay in this relationship, but moving forward, you have to kind of adjust based on what the other person is.
But why wasn't you a good communicator?
Because I wasn't comfortable. Because anytime I would bring something up, it always turned into an argument or a disagreement, to the point where I was walking on eggshells, and it was the slightest, hey, could you not, or could you, oh, da da da, and it would just blow up. So I would just keep to myself. I would shut off. I wouldn't voice anything I want to say, because it will always turn into the most insane situation, like that it did not have to be. But I learned with you, communication is huge with you.
You gotta know something.
So no, I didn't come off right out the back super open.
Yeah.
But I learned that, hey, I can communicate with him. I can open up. I can talk about things. I don't have to be scared.
Right.
And I can be myself when communicating, because that didn't serve me in the past.
Right.
And it was stuff I should have spoken up about that I let slide, that led me to situations that I never want to be in again. So it's lessons that I've learned. It's things I've learned to adjust based on the person. It's things that I've had to let go of being afraid of. So
yeah, I feel like with me, as far as like talking and communicating, I feel like if you get it out in the open early, you won't have to deal with it late. Because there's certain things that if we just let slide, and I, obviously I cut hair and I talk to men all day, but this is just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. You may disagree. I feel like most men should get married when they get older. In their 30s ish.
Oh, I don't disagree. I agree. Because men don't mature until what?
Right.
They brain don't start.
Stop.
What age y'all brain fully developed?
No, but
64?
I say this. So we're saying this for two different reasons.
I totally agree.
We're saying this.
Y'all should wait.
We're saying this for two different reasons, though. I think that men should get married later because the older you get, the more you advocate for yourself as a man. Because sometimes when we're younger, it's something that we don't like and we won't voice it just because it's like, to say it's like, hey, she nice, she this, she that. So I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to cause confusion in this relationship. So I'm not gonna say this, but it really irritates me. But the older you get, you be like, man, hey, could you cut that out?
And that's kind of like what I said when I figured out that communicating was something that needs to be strong for me because It's like it's stuff I let slide that I should have been all crazy about. Like, what? So yeah, I feel you on that.
But that's for everybody. Like you said, you wasn't as open and vulnerable, but it's a level of vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
I tore that up.
You did.
I can write it though.
Go ahead, man.
That we all share with each other, and that's big in a relationship. Because if you can't talk and communicate with your partner, who can you talk with? What's funny? But talk about it.
Nothing. We already had this conversation.
What?
Nothing. You get off topic anyway, so
we right here.
Go ahead, man.
What?
I'm not going back on that. We got it. We done with that.
We good.
We not going back to that.
But in what ways do you think the past influenced your ability to trust your partner, though? Like,
it can play a huge role in trusting your partner because
I'm talking about you though.
Me personally.
Personally, I don't know. I ain't talking to nobody else, bro.
So I know that in the past I trust people and then it don't turn out the way it's supposed to. I trust you. I give you everything. Not like material stuff, but like me.
I give you me. I give you all my heart.
All of me.
Then you drop
my
heart.
whole everything. And you
my
8 times
everything.
stomp on that thing like, God, dog. Like, dang. So that happened back in what, 2015?
I don't know what year.
Come again.
2018, 17. I don't know.
Here's everything. Crit walk on it. God, dog. So now it's like, is this gonna happen every time? It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. It's always on the other end. So now it's like, is this a trend? Is this gonna continue to happen? And it's always a factor of trust. My trust is broken often.
Okay.
And that's something that's not too easy to rebuild.
Yeah, it's like,
because typically once it's broken, it's never going to be 100% the same. Can you rebuild trust?
Yeah.
Yes. But will it ever get
same.
back to 100% like it was?
I heard a guy. He said
uh,
trust is like an empty water bottle. You each time trust is broken, you squeeze it a little bit, and no matter what, even if you blow it back up, it still have those wrinkles in it.
that's what I was thinking about, like the piece of paper, like you ball it up every time, and then you open it, it's still wrinkled. Like, yeah, it's still the paper, but it ain't as smooth as it was before.
But how healthy is that in each relationship? I mean, because
So-
you know my saying, and you always get on me about my saying. I only have.
It's not the healthiest thing, but I feel like it's okay if you're not projecting those things on your new partner.
For sure.
Yes, okay, I might have trust issues, but the minute you don't answer your phone, it's not like, oh my God, what is he doing? Oh, he's with a girl. Oh, it's like, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
So yes, you might not still be fully okay with what has happened in the past or what someone has done to you before. It's okay to still feel away. I get it. But to project that and to bring that baggage to your new partner is not okay, because they shouldn't have to suffer from what someone has done in the past. And if you find yourself doing that, maybe you need to step back. You need some more time to heal. Maybe you need some therapy or something to.
I mean, but can you really heal without another relationship? Because when you heal, you're typically by yourself. At least you should be by yourself. You're taking some time to heal. You're taking time to learn yourself and heal from the past, but you don't know what's going to trigger you from the past. It could be something that you forgot about, but when you get with the next person, this same thing triggers you that you forgot about. How does that work, and how do you navigate that?
That can come from an honest conversation about your past with your current partner. Hey, like, I've sat
But
down
I
with you.
haven't did anything. Essentially.
So that comes to a point of, hey, let's have a honest conversation about why I may react the way I act. Why this may trigger me, because XYZ has happened before. That way, if it does happen, your current partner is not like, well, dang, why you treat me like I done played you? And you're more understanding. It might not make you feel the best, but you're a little more understanding of why they're reacting the way they're reacting. Oh, I know you've dealt with, and then somebody might be like, okay, I'm here for you.
But what if that person feels like, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me?
They might dip. Like I was just about to say, it depends on the person.
To do with me. I haven't did this
and
to
what
you.
they're willing to deal with.
I just fell asleep. Now I'm dealing with like life-threatening calls because I was sleepy.
And if you choose to stay and deal with that, cool. If you say, hey, we need to have a conversation, or if you're like, I'm not about to keep dealing with this, I'm out, that's up to the person. So it depends on what the person is willing to deal with. If you haven't had that conversation, have that conversation.
All right,
But
so
triggers are real, and they're really a thing.
all right, so what role do you think like forgiveness plays in like relationships going forward? As far as like you forgiving a past person or people that did you wrong in the past, or just maybe situations. How does that play a role in like your current relationship?
So I don't think the forgiveness of anybody from the past has anything to do with your current person. I could not forgive my ex for what he did, but that has nothing to me. That has nothing to do.
But
with
does
you.
that help you heal though? Because to me personally, if you meet somebody and you're talking to them and their idea of their ex is, I still hate that person. I still this. If you still hate that person, you still care about that person. I don't have any ill will for any ex that I have. I don't care. So either way, I don't hate them. I don't like them. I don't nothing. It's just all right, cool. That's just my ex. But when you meet somebody and it's like, hey, I hate my ex, and you're still rattling off of what they did to you, you're still holding some emotional attachment to that person. So
I don't agree.
How not?
You can still feel a way, but that doesn't
Why
mean you're
though?
because feelings are real.
No, I'm saying, but
But just because somebody isn't a part of your life anymore doesn't mean you still don't feel a way about them.
Why though?
I mean, I can't tell you
I'm
scientifically
saying-
why people feel the way they
saying,
feel,
like,
but
why would I care? That's almost like, let me give you an example that don't have anything to do with relationships. That's like my old car that break down every time I would stop at a stoplight. Now I have a new car, and I'm still talking about, dang, when I would stop here, I would be upset that this car would stop. Why would I bring that to my new car?
That's not the same
thing.
It's not the same.
That's the same thing. Why?
It's not.
Why would I feel any type of way about that?
If I was hurt before,
okay,
and if I was to talk about that person, I'd be like, yeah, they trash.
Yeah, they trash.
Yeah, they trash.
All right, cool.
Because of
what
was done.
It shouldn't evoke a emotion. Like, there's no, me personally, there's no ex in my life that can invoke any emotion. Even we've talked about it as far as my past and relationships and everything like that. I was like, hey, the reason that I don't react how you think I should react is because I don't care. And I don't care to give him that type of energy in my life. Because I don't care how this person feels about me. So me giving them energy to be mad, upset, disgruntled, I don't have to do that because I don't care how they feel. And I don't care anything.
So you might be wanting to get over stuff and not care, but sometimes it depends on what is done. Some stuff is not as easy to get over. Some stuff might be harder to deal with. And some stuff might trigger emotions in people. It just depends on what it is. But I was like, oh, yeah, he went off and was chilling with some girl and got caught. Like, okay. But if there might have been some type of assault or rape or something like that involved, that triggers a different kind of emotion.
Yeah,
you might have forgiven this
traumatic.
person. It, like I said, it depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
Yes, everything isn't as traumatic as that. People don't go through stuff like that every day.
No.
But people go through heartbreak. People deal with different types of feelings. And depending on the person, depending on the trigger, depending on when the conversation comes up, depending on the situation of why it's come back up, it brings out different stuff in different people.
But how do you think your past experience have shaped your expectations of like love, like, and commitment? Because, you know, some people like me,
so
like I said, I've looked back at like the genogram. I've looked back all the men in my family cheated. So to me, it's like, all right, that's what men do. They just cheat, or they have multiple women. That's how love is for me. Like, love, not currently, but was, hey, you need multiple women to feel.
You don't.
I don't. But I mean, clearly with life, I've changed my expectations of love and commitment. But how has that affected your life? Because I mean, you've dealt with some people that you probably don't care for now, and their love language and what they was bringing to love, not bringing to love, but bringing to the table in relationships were different than what you should expect.
What you asking me again?
Oh my God.
You done said so much. I forgot.
What past experience have shaped your expectations of like?
Oh, my expectations of love. So, like I said, I grew up with both parents.
Yep. You already know.
Still married.
40.
So, I have a different expectation than somebody that might not have grown up in that same situation.
For sure.
So, for example, to this day, I've never seen my parents legit argue, fight, any of that, get in a heated dispute, anything like that.
For sure.
So then here's my dad. He'll fix anything, can build anything,
probably
do anything for my mama. My mama does anything for my daddy. Yeah, she talk a little junk. He get on my nerves. But
yeah.
Like,
it's never
serious.
an argument or seriousness.
So from growing up and seeing that, and then seeing my what?
No. You seeing that? It's almost in a perfect relationship. That's not typical.
Yeah. So,
but how did now the relationships that you dealt
there?
with?
Stop.
I know.
So then it's like I see my brothers pretty much mirroring my dad, and I was like, well, hey, like this is
reasonable.
This is possible.
It's easy.
So, hey, I want somebody to treat me like my daddy treats my mama.
It ain't.
But it is.
No, I think you.
So-
I think you picked a good guy.
Did I? That's still under discussion.
Oh, you
so
tell
we'll see.
me. Don't give me the cussing.
I'll let you know back in 30 days.
30
But no,
days?
yeah. When my
right.
trial is up. It's
All
like,
right, cool. Clock out. End the subscription now.
okay. But no, for real, I feel like what I saw growing up, no, it's not typically the norm. When I look at my friends and just people around me, that's not what everybody can say they've seen growing up.
For sure.
And it does definitely shape your expectations. But I've always said, hey, I want someone to treat me like my dad treats my mom.
That's so crazy. This is gonna sound crazy. But me, you know how women look for men that's like their dad.
Uh-huh.
And men look for women like their mom.
I already know what you're about to say.
I didn't. And it's not to talk junk about my mom, but my mom has an extremely strong personality. She's very bullheaded. She's a Leo.
That's my girl.
She has a strong personality. And me personally, I can't deal with a woman like that. So I look for somebody almost completely opposite, where you have a strong personality also, but you know when to be submissive too.
To be soft.
Don't be weird.
I'm in my soft girl era.
Relax. But I didn't look. I knew that I needed something different. Mm-hmm. I knew the type of personality that my mom had. I couldn't deal with because I'm also. I feel like I'm a chill type of person. I don't feel like I'm a naturally just aggressive person unless you want to take me there.
Oh, you want to tussle? You want to I'm trying to chill.
I'm trying to chill. But I know that I couldn't deal with a woman like that because I'm so relaxed. I'm so chill. I'm so mild-mannered. I couldn't deal with a woman like that. So I found Faye. Right.
Best thing out here, baby. What you talking about?
Oh man. What moment of clarity did you have as far as from your past relationship to your current relationship that you realized that your past was affecting your current relationship?
I would say probably with the trust thing. That has been something that's been hard for me, being that it's happened, that my trust has been broken time after time after time. I was like, well, is this like the norm? Is this what everybody does? So just kind of having to get out of that was, yeah.
So you don't hold on to the past no more.
Say what?
I said, so you don't hold on to the past no more.
No, I don't hold on to the past, but things that might have happened, either past, present, whatever. I mean, I don't bring it up.
Okay.
But it's not anything that I just hold on to and just think about day in and day out.
You let it go. Let go and let God.
If you say so.
I mean, that's essentially what you have to do.
Okay, well, yeah. Then that's what I did, man. So.
You let it go. Mm-hmm. It got to be a song for that.
It is. What's that? Frozen.
Oh, no, I don't know that song.
Yeah, yes, you do.
What?
I'm not about to sing that song, no.
Let me say something.
No, because my voice is a little scratchy and I ain't drink my tea.
You don't drink no tea. Stop getting up here lying. She don't drink no tea. She drinks soda. So I ain't drink my tea.
I was talking about for my singing voice.
Well, you ain't never sang. Oh, man.
Anyway, keep going, man.
Well, yeah. But the thing is, how important is it that I understand your past?
It's very important. Like I said before, if I react a certain way, if I have certain triggers, it's important for you to know why this is the case.
All right, I understand that, right? But why do I have to deal with your past?
It didn't say you had to deal with it.
I do if everything I do, but if I do something so simple as, hey, I just fell asleep at 8:30, and you know I'm the sleepiest person in America. But if I fall asleep at 8 o'clock and I don't wake, I can literally, you know this, I can fall asleep at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and not wake up till the morning. So now, if I'm not around you, I mean, now take it. Obviously, we're married. We stay in the same house. But before, I would literally fall asleep on the couch and wake up at 2, 3 in the morning. Maybe not wake up at all. But I look like I'm on some wild stuff because I'm asleep. Why do I have to deal with your cheater past or the cheaters in your past because I fell asleep? I shouldn't have to deal with that. I ain't did nothing to you, girl. I ain't got no tell, child. Why though? I mean, that's unfair.
So in a sense, it is unfair. But like I said before, you don't have to deal with it. It's something like, hey,
I should have packed my bags.
I understand this. I feel like this is something we can work past. Then okay. But if you're like, well, hey, I'm not about to keep dealing with you assuming I'm doing XYZ because of your past,
right,
I'm out. So like I said before, if that's something you're willing to work through with your new partner, okay, cool. If not, then bounce. But if you're willing to stay, if you're married, some things might not come out in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Some things take time to come out. Some things you might, like you said, you might have forgotten, and then a trigger comes up later.
Bang.
So that's why it's important for you to understand my past, which is why I've told you from the beginning. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I did this, I did this, I did this. I used to do this, I used to do this. I used to be like this, and this is why. And I da-da-da-da.
It's that good, though.
To tell you about my past?
Yeah.
It can go both. It can go both ways.
It could definitely go both ways.
Because you could use that against me, or you can say, hey, I'm going to love you better and I'm not going to put you through all of this again.
I feel like now, I mean, we're married. We good. We ain't got no crazy problems. But I feel like when people should come in relationships, they should leave everything in the past until something that is so traumatic or so triggering that they have to bring it up. If you've been cheated on 33 times, I don't want to hear about it. If you've been a cheater in your past, let it go. Because no matter what may or may not come back up. And why do we have to talk about it? Why?
If you say, hey, I don't want to know.
No, I'm saying...
it varies person to person, couple to couple. Some people might say, hey, I want to know everything.
Why though? I don't...
That might be what they want to know. That might be their thing. Hey, talk to me about what you've been through.
It could be put in a form of like, not leverage, but it's like, hey, you told me you were like this. So any slight remnants of this person that you met in the past and me doing something that resembles that, now you're looking at me like, oh, they go to BS that I don't like.
Exactly. So the fact that you're doing something I told you.
If I never told you that I was like this or anything like this, that one side of that trigger, I'm like, all right, cool. Well, he was a cool guy. He's never did anything like that. But the fact that I told you that I was potentially like that, now we're gonna put those two things together.
So if I came to you and said, I went through this made me feel this way.
I don't plan on ever.
Why would you do it?
I wouldn't. Like, so I don't think people come into relationships saying, hey, I'm going to treat you bad. So why do I need to hear about the bad that you dealt with before me?
it's not about I'm not coming in here to treat you bad. It's just people talk about their past. People, like I said, sometimes people want to know.
I think they should leave it in the past.
That varies person to person, couple to couple. It's your opinion.
Fellas,
you can't tell them what they...
Leave your past in your past. Leave it. Don't talk about it. Put it right there as a period or a stop sign in your life. No, I didn't know
if you had an IEP in school.
He was slow, though. I didn't know
that type of stuff.
He was slow.
Yeah.
He rode the shuttle bus.
That's crucial information. How many numbers did your bus have? Did you stay in one class all day?
One class.
Or did you change classes? That's important information.
But you should know
because when them screws start rocking looser and looser, I should have asked a long time ago, baby, what kind of class were you in? Did y'all wear helmets on your bus? Did your bus have seat belts? That's crucial information.
Right. Or was it a helper on the bus? Was it a teacher on your bus?
Shoot.
But
I need to know about your past, your childhood, your last relationship. Yeah, that's crucial information, sweetheart.
So does your past make you communicate a certain type of way, or
like past relationships, or like childhood?
Everything. I mean, because all of it is in the past. And how do you communicate? How do you tell somebody? How do you communicate when you're uncomfortable? Because some people is, hey, we're having an uncomfortable moment. We're having an uncomfortable conversation, but I need a moment to process this. But some people, it's like, hey, let's address this right now. I feel like with us, we probably talk about it right then, even though somebody might be mad, somebody might be upset, but typically we're going to talk about it.
So, like I said before, communication has not always been my thing because of how it would spiral out of control, just from a simple, what I thought should have been a simple conversation. But, like I said, since being with you, my communication is completely different. And I use it more effectively than I have in the past.
Without throwing hands?
Huh?
Without throwing hands?
Without throwing hands.
Cool.
That's why I be sitting like this with my hands real tight so they don't start swinging and stuff.
You need to put some tape on.
Something. But no, the whole, like yeah.
What?
Cuss real bad.
What are you talking about?
But it wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't beneficial to the situation. It wasn't getting me to a resolution any faster. So coming at maybe I'm not even gonna say arguments because we don't have arguments like that. Just coming at situations calmly is going to get a calmer reaction from you. And vice versa. You come at me calm because you know if you come at me turned up, I ain't gonna respond. I'm just gonna sit down and look at you like you speaking a different language.
But you're gonna but that's what I'm saying. Like typically, I'm pretty sure before if somebody came at you turned up, you're gonna be like, all right, cool.
Oh, I'll turn right back up real quick.
When you go low, I take it to the floor.
Okay.
If you come on 10, I'm gonna go to 20.
Up, I didn't see a lot of that.
So you learned that. You learned that on your own.
What?
Being turned up. You had to, cause Auntie TT cool.
I guess I did.
And Paulie D being a bitty chilling.
People made me act certain ways, and I be trying to chill, but once you I'm back. So, but no, growing up, that was not anything I saw. A lot of confrontation, a lot of arguing, a lot of back and forth. So that's never been my type of thing. So when I was put in positions to have to go off and act crazy, cuss, swing, all that type of stuff, I was like, this is not. Yeah,
I don't think nobody ever made you cuss and swing. I don't think they made you do that. I think that was your choice.
No, they made me.
Sound like somebody else.
Every action has a reaction.
It don't have to do that.
It don't have to, but that's what just my body just started doing stuff. So
okay, all right, cool.
Whatever. So I just have learned more effective ways to communicate to get to a resolution, and yeah,
okay. Well, that wraps up this episode of The Marriage Experiment.
Relationship Rehab.
Please like, follow, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, The Marriage Experiment. And also follow us on YouTube.
Comment down below. Ring that bell.
Ring that. If this conversation touched
your heart,
share it with somebody you love. All right, we'll see y'all on the next episode.
We'll see you later.